Hey you guys, I am so sorry about that. I'm having problems with my internet connection for some reason. But at any rate, I hope this video does much better. I'm gonna try to go through it pretty fast so maybe it won't drop signal. But at any rate, this is the free curriculum. And these are for 2 students, 7th and 9th grade. So if you're looking at the video, I'm like, wow, that's a lot for one child to do. This is for 2 students, 2 grade levels, 9th and 7th grade for next year. For the upcoming school year. This is actually a free writing curriculum that I actually was able to get, and I think it's pretty well. You can get elementary, middle, and high school level. Now, this is the middle school level. But the concepts and stuff that's in it can be applied to a high school student. I also apply for the high school as well. It just takes 2 to 4 weeks for you to be able to get it. The focal point for this writing curriculum is in 3 sections, and it focuses on using famous literature writers, poetry, any form of literature to help reteach the way those people wrote, to teach the child how to write in that form by reading some of their writing, by getting into their thought process. So the first section, the child will be focusing on fiction from the author Lucy Montgomery. Section 2 is focusing on nonfiction literature, which is focusing on Frederick Douglass. And section 3 is focusing on poetry, which is Willard Owen. And so how it starts out is that it just starts out with reading, explaining to you what fictional is, explaining you about the particular author. And then it starts with some step 2 with walking you step by step through the writing process of how to write fiction. And then it goes through the after editing, all the processes, walk the child through. And each section will do the same. So, and it's very, very beautiful and colorful. And it's free, which is even better. So I know we're definitely going to use that next year. And this is just the teacher's guide to go along with the writing curriculum. Now, this writing curriculum, which is cover story, I'm not too sure. I got this for free, although this curriculum can be a little bit pricey. It can be not a little bit, a lot pricey for most people. Well, for some people, not most people. I was able to get this for free through some type of program I did maybe a year and a half ago. I can't remember exactly how long it was, but I know it was last school year. And I did start it with both of my children. Did just lesson 1 and 2. We didn't write in the books or anything like that. But then another homeschool mom wanted to get this. She told me about it. And so I searched like on the used buy and sell to try to find her one so that our children can do it together. She's in the process now trying to get the other books to go along with it because she only have the DVDs and the teacher's guide. But at any rate, the focal point on cover story is basically dealing with the children using adventure and using they say the natural process of writing. So it asks you a series of questions. It's broken down into 6 units that your child will do, and explains how to actually tell a story. And it just breaks down the writing process. Now, I have not done this curriculum in entirety, nor have I done a third of it or halfway. So I can't give you my opinion on it thus far. But I can tell you, as for doing reading about it and research about it, that people have mixed reviews about this. Some people absolutely love this cover story curriculum, and some people don't. They said some of the stories, as I read from some of the reviews, they said some of the stories can be a little graphic. However, thus far, I have not seen any of that yet. But of course, keep in mind that we only did lesson 1 and 2 thus far. So they were saying it was, you know, further in the curriculum, like halfway or something like that. I haven't experienced that yet, but I really don't know. I will let you guys know later on what my true thoughts on it. So in this curriculum, you have your student book, your teacher's guide, and you have this journal. This journal is basically telling a story, and then your child comes along and fills in how they think the rest of the story should go based on the different prompts and cues that they get from their student book, telling them what type of style to write or what type of feeling to invade or stuff like that. The thing that drawed me to this curriculum was that I have visual learners, especially my son. And what drew me was that this curriculum is it's not just on paper, but it's also on DVD. Like, it has the different activities and explaining you what to do visually. And then you have some writing and different stuff to go with it to improve your writing naturally through video, visual cues, and also writing. That's what pulled me into it. I haven't used all of it yet. I only did lesson 1 and 2, and that was okay. So, and it also has a grammar DVD to help you with your basic steps of grammar that takes you from grade 1 to grade 12 as a bonus DVD. So I will let you know my honest opinion on that. I know for sure that we're going to use this because I love the way it's done, the spiral bound and how it is. I'm not too sure. Am I going to do this in entirety, or am I even going to do it at all? I'm debating on it, whether I'm going to do this one in particular. But I give it a chance just for the fact that I can let you guys know what I think about it. I'll do it as much as they want to do it. I put it like that. Because I really don't know about this one. I'm interested in DVDs or whatever like that. So I'll look through it later on. And I'm still waiting on my freebie of high school writing from that curriculum that I got free. But at any rate, I will be using Thinking Tree to supplement, because like I told you in the previous video, I'm not using Thinking Tree as my core anymore with my children, but we're using the supplemental material, which are the other subjects: geography, poetry, writing, science, stuff like that. So in line with that, my daughter this is their freestyle writing. They can write whatever they want. I'm not going to grade this. They do get, they can either earn stuff from completing stuff, but I'm not going to sit down and just meticulously grade this. This is going to be their way of expressing themselves freely. This one, I like this because it has the prompt. It kind of prompts the child with the picture and they just complete it. And my daughter, she is not one of those kids that minds writing. She writes all the time, daily, multiple times during the day. So it really won't be hard for her to complete all of this curriculum dealing with writing because she writes all the time. She loves it. With my son, it might take a little bit because he's not a writer like that. He has dysgraphia, so it's hard for him to put his thoughts on paper, but he's very, very expressive with speech, but not so much when he has to express his feelings on paper. So due to that learning difference, I have modified his curriculum to use apps like speech to text apps, speech to text apps, let's see, that he can use, and it's geared towards kids with dyslexia and dysgraphia. It helps them with getting their voices heard, so to speak. So basically, I would give him like a prompt or something, and I tell him to talk into the app, and the app will actually just basically spell out everything that he's saying, and then from there, then he will actually write it on or write it in his notebook or whatever. It's his words, it's his thoughts, and I just had to modify to fit his unique learning style, and there's nothing wrong with that. And he also types as well. So, and he writes some. So I noticed that if it's not too much overwhelming, he does pretty well. So I think he's going to like this because he loves adventure. And he loves adventure. So he's going to be doing this, and then he's going to be doing the Secret World of Talking Pets, just to help him with imagination and creative aspect. He's also going to be doing creative writing with animals. He already started with this. And I can see how his writing is improving. His thought process and everything has done great. My daughter is also going to be using these writing prompt cards as well. And the last thing is, although these are not their grade level, I'm still going to use them for those days when you just need something to write and you're not trying to give a whole lot of information, because it explains, it has different type of writing. For example, if I want them to start to write something exploratory writing, it tells you how long, and it gives you the topic, and it tells you what to explain. Sensory writing, it has radio and TV ads. It has a variety of different things that the child can do on their own. Even though it's not their grade level per se, I just add more things onto it to make it grade level worthy. And just make them build on it a little bit more. But I'm going to use these for them as well throughout the year. 2018-2019 school year.